Right now, someone is trying to control your mind. Maybe it's your coworker who casually mentioned their achievements in today's meeting, or that salesperson who created a fake sense of urgency, or even someone close to you using guilt to get what they want. In the next 15 minutes, you'll learn the 10 psychological tricks manipulators use every single day, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from them. Every day you make hundreds of decisions, and most of them feel completely your own. You choose what to buy, who to trust, what to believe. But what if I told you that many of these decisions were actually planted in your mind? That there are people out there who know exactly how to make you say yes when you really want to say no. Here's the scary part. Manipulation has become so sophisticated and subtle that we don't even notice it happening. We think we're acting on our own free will, but we're actually dancing to someone else's tune. Trick number 1, the reciprocity principle. This first trick exploits a deep psychological principle. We feel obligated to return favors. Manipulators know this and weaponize it against us. Picture this. A coworker brings you coffee for no apparent reason. Seems like a nice gesture, right? But a few days later, they ask you to stay late and help them with their project. And you agree because they're so thoughtful. They even brought me coffee. This works because reciprocity is hardwired into our brains through evolution. Back in ancient times, people who didn't reciprocate were kicked out of the tribe. But modern manipulators have turned this survival mechanism against us. Here's what makes it so dangerous. The manipulator controls both the initial favor and the payback request. They give you something small and cheap, then ask for something big and valuable. It's like paying $1 to get $10 back, except you don't realize you're being scammed. Protection. Clearly separate gifts from obligations. If someone does something nice for you, say thank you, but don't feel indebted. Real kindness doesn't come with strings attached. Ask yourself, would I do this favor even if they hadn't done anything for me? Trick number 2, anchoring. When a car salesman first shows you the $80,000 luxury model, then offers you a more reasonable option at $50,000, they're using anchoring. Your brain automatically perceives $50,000 as a great deal, even though you originally planned to spend $30,000. The anchor is the first number or idea that enters your mind. Every judgment after that gets measured against this anchor, even when it's completely random or irrelevant. In a famous experiment, people were asked to write down the last 2 digits of their Social Security number, then estimate the price of a bottle of wine. Those with higher digits gave higher price estimates. Random numbers influenced their judgment. This happens because our brains are lazy. Instead of calculating true value from scratch every time, we use shortcuts. The first piece of information becomes our reference point, and we adjust from there, but never far enough. Protection. Always prepare in advance. Set your budget and criteria before any negotiation. And remember, the first offer is almost never the fair one. Do your own research on market prices before anyone can plant their anchor in your mind. Trick number 3, social proof. 90% of our customers choose this plan. Sound familiar? That's social proof in action. Our brains use other people's behavior as a compass for our own decisions. But manipulators create fake social proof everywhere. They talk about most people, show manufactured testimonials, use bot armies on social media, and we fall for it because the herd instinct is stronger than logic. We're especially vulnerable in unfamiliar situations. When we don't know how to behave, we look to others. And if those others are paid actors or algorithms, we make terrible decisions based on fake information. The scariest part is, this happens online constantly. Those 500 people are looking at this hotel right now notifications, often fake. Those glowing reviews, sometimes bought. That trending hashtag, could be artificially boosted. Protection. Look for real evidence from independent sources. Check reviews on multiple platforms. And remember, what works for the majority might not work for you. Your situation is unique, and your decision should be too. Trick number 4. False authority. We obey authority figures even when they're wrong. In Stanley Milgram's famous experiment, people were willing to hurt strangers just because someone in a white coat told them to. Modern manipulators create fake authority everywhere. Self-proclaimed experts on social media, purchased degrees, impressive but meaningless titles. And we believe them because our brains save energy by outsourcing thinking to experts. This is especially dangerous in health, finance, and relationships. People follow advice from charlatans who just know how to play the expert role convincingly. The internet has made this worse. Anyone can create a professional-looking website, buy fake credentials, and start giving advice. That doctor selling miracle cures might have no medical training at all. Protection. Always verify credentials. Real experts aren't afraid of questions about their background and experience. Look for official certifications, check with professional boards, and remember, a degree doesn't guarantee correctness on every topic. Trick number 5. False dilemma. Either you're with us or you're against us. Either you buy now or you lose forever. Manipulators artificially narrow your choices to 2 options, forcing you to pick the one that benefits them. In reality, there are almost always 3rd, 4th, and 5th options, but when faced with a false dilemma, our brains focus on the presented alternatives and forget to look for other solutions. Politicians love this trick. Either vote for us or the country collapses. Either support this policy or chaos wins. And voters choose from what's offered instead of asking about other possibilities. The urgency is usually fake, too. Limited time offer often means we don't want you to have time to think and find better alternatives. Protection. Always ask yourself what other options exist. Take time to brainstorm alternatives. Remember, true urgency is rare. Artificial urgency is everywhere. If someone pressures you to decide immediately, that's usually a red flag. Trick number 6. Emotional contagion. Emotions are contagious. Around a nervous person, we get nervous. Around someone excited, we get excited. Manipulators know this and deliberately create the emotional state they need from you. An aggressive salesperson makes you defensive, pushing you to buy just to end the conflict. A sad scammer triggers sympathy and the urge to help. An overly enthusiastic con artist infects you with their fake confidence in success. This works through mirror neurons, brain cells that automatically copy what we observe in others. It's useful for empathy, but dangerous in the hands of manipulators. We make decisions while in their induced emotional state, not our natural one. The worst part, we don't realize our emotions have been hijacked. We think we're acting naturally, but we're actually responding to emotional manipulation. Protection. Learn to recognize your emotions in real time. If you suddenly feel a strong emotion during a conversation, pause. Ask yourself, is this really my reaction or am I being influenced? Take a break to reset your emotional state before making any decisions. Trick number 7. Commitment and consistency. People want to appear consistent with their previous words and actions. Say yes to a small request, and you'll be more likely to agree to a bigger one. This is called foot in the door. Manipulators start with harmless requests. Can you sign this petition? You sign. Can you donate $5? You agree because you've already shown support for the cause. Can you volunteer this weekend? And suddenly, you're spending your free time on someone else's agenda. This is especially dangerous in sales and cults. Small agreements lead to big commitments. Our brains rationalize each step to maintain the appearance of consistency. The technique works because admitting we were wrong feels terrible. So we keep saying yes to maintain the story that our first yes was smart. Protection. Evaluate each request independently. Just because you agreed to one thing doesn't obligate you to agree to another. Consistency is good, but not when it works against your interests. It's okay to change your mind when you get new information. Artificial scarcity, trick number 8. Only today, last one in stock, limited time offer. Artificial scarcity is one of the most powerful manipulation tools. Our brains panic at the thought of missing out. This forces us to make quick, thoughtless decisions. We buy not because we need something, but because we're afraid we won't be able to get it later. Online stores show only 2 left when they have hundreds in stock. We're especially vulnerable to time scarcity.
Sale ends in 1 hour, and we buy without having time to think whether we actually need it. The scarcity is almost always fake. If it were real, they wouldn't need to advertise it so aggressively. Real scarcity speaks for itself. Protection. Remember, if an offer is genuinely good, it won't disappear forever. Take time to think. Ask yourself, would I want this even if it weren't on sale? True scarcity is rare. Artificial scarcity is constant. Trick number 9. Framing. The same fact can be presented in completely different ways. Surgery succeeds 90% of the time, sounds better than 10% of patients die, even though the information is identical. Manipulators are masters at controlling how you perceive information. They present facts in ways that push you toward their desired decision. Not buying this insurance could cost you everything, instead of, this expensive insurance probably won't be needed. Emotional framing is especially dangerous. Protect your children sounds noble, even when it's hiding an attempt to sell you something useless through fear. The frame becomes your reality. You make decisions based on how information is presented, not on the actual facts underneath. Protection. Rephrase information in your own words. Look for what's hidden behind pretty presentation. Ask yourself, how would opponents present this same information? Always consider alternative framings before deciding. Trick number 10. The yes, yes, yes technique. Manipulators ask a series of questions you'll naturally answer yes to. Do you want to be healthy? Yes. Do you care about your family? Yes. Do you want the best for your children? Yes. Then comes the real question, which you're now primed to answer yes to because your brain is in agreement mode. Then you need our miracle supplement for $200. This works because saying yes becomes a habit. Your brain switches to yes mode and doesn't engage critical thinking for the important decision. The setup questions are always obvious things everyone agrees with. The manipulator isn't gathering information, they're programming your response pattern. Protection. Be suspicious of question sequences. If someone asks multiple obvious questions in a row, prepare for a trap. The most important question usually comes at the end, disguised as just another obvious one. Now you know the 10 main tricks manipulators use against you, but knowledge is just the beginning. Real protection comes from practice. Here's your assignment for today. Pick one technique from this list and spend the day noticing how often people try to use it on you. Pay attention to ads, conversations with salespeople, social media posts. Write down what you observe. You'll be amazed at how frequently these techniques are used around you, and awareness is already 50% of your defense. Remember, manipulation only works on unprepared people. Now you're prepared. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Next week, we'll explore how to ethically use psychology of influence yourself, to motivate yourself and help the people you care about. Until then, stay alert and think for yourself.